Hi there, it's Pam. Today we're going to be looking on tapping for anger and anger patterns. So all of us have patterns around anger. So for instance, someone may be able to express anger as it comes up just a little bit at a time. For others, they bottle it up and every time anger comes up, they're trying to control it. And then for others, it's like they don't even experience anger, and then all of a sudden they just erupt like a volcano's gone off. And that was me. Not so much nowadays, but it was me in the past. It was almost like I was not allowed to feel angry. It was inappropriate or wrong to feel angry. So what would happen is I would just keep suppressing it until the point where I couldn't suppress it anymore, and something would trigger it and it would just be the final straw and I would explode. When I was working with the youth, I was able to identify within them that many of the youth, by the time they woke up in the morning, they were already quite, if this is 0 and this is 10, and this is a beaker of anger inside of us, they were already at a 7 the moment they woke up. And what that meant is then when they went off to school or on their way to school or whatever, if the slightest thing happened, that they were up around the 8 or the 9. And what happens when the anger's that intense, we no longer have control of it, and the anger has control of us. To me, road rage is a perfect example. Before the driver even gets on the road and starts heading down, they're already at a 10. And then there might be traffic. So they're not at a 10, they might be at a 7 or an 8. And then the traffic builds up and their anger starts to build because they're in a hurry and they want to get to where they're getting and they're worried they're going to be late, and the anger's building and building. And then someone cuts them off and bang, they're up at a 10. Completely out of control, and that's where they do all the inappropriate behavior. So there's 2 ways we can look at the anger. First, we can look at tapping just the anger and the times when we get angry. But then if we have a pattern of anger, we need to go a little bit deeper, and we need to find out how it builds up. So there'll be a certain point where you start to feel a bit angry, and you'll notice what happens in your body as you get that anger. So for me, it's the moment, even now, the moment I start to feel out of control. And what's brought this into my life is I rescued a dog, and there's times where he can get really aggressive and protective of his food. And there's been some incidences around his food that has really angered me. So what happens is we need to step back a bit, and we need to understand what the triggers are. Now, at first, if we're really angry and we're already at a 7 by the time we wake up in the morning or more, we need to bring that anger down. And as we bring that anger down, we can then start to monitor our behavior and what it is that triggers us. It could be the look on someone's face. It could be the tone of their voice. It could be the way that they behave towards us. It could be disrespect. It can be so many different things. But as we release the anger, we can then start to identify what the pattern is. What is it that is creating that? And then you may be able to find past experiences that you still hold anger in the past experience, and we need to release that there. And then what we're doing is we're emptying out the bucket. So that you may wake up and you're only a 1 or a 2. Imagine the difference in your day. If you woke up every morning and you were a 7, in a scale of 0 to 10, these are just guesses, but you were a 7, and bang, something would trigger you and you'd be off, and you'd think you were bad-tempered, and you think that you're out of control. But really, it's the unresolved anger from past experiences that have been building up over time. Or it can be the suppression of just a little angers, like just a little bit angry, nope, not allowed to feel that, and then a little bit, nope, not allowed to feel, and then over time, and it's that suppression constantly is why you explode like a volcano. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the anger, because we can't look at what triggers us when we're full of anger, because everything triggers us. It's everything. We're on high alert. We're in our fight, flight, and freeze response. So we need to bring it down first, and then when we bring it down, then when we go about our day, we look at what it is that's triggering us. Excellent. So get in touch with your anger. All the ways you know you're angry. It can be physical sensation. I even get angry at the fact I'm angry. I should know better than that. So just notice what it is for you. Notice all the ways it upsets you, it bothers you. You might be shameful that you get angry. Just notice what it is. Now, if you need to take some time to write it down and just sit with your anger for a little while and just write down everything about that anger, everything that makes you angry. It could be the way someone treated you, the way someone spoke to you, whatever it is. Could be a lack of feeling powerless, inescapable, trapped. Just notice what it is. Notice all the ways. Perfect. Notice where in your body it is, and remember you can put your hand on it if you feel it. And then you're gonna tap where I tap and say what I say. But if you've got other stuff that you've written down, just throw it in. We get in touch with it and then we tap. Got it? Releasing and letting go. All the anger. All the sadness. All the fear. Releasing and letting go. All the emotional trauma, the judgments, the abandonment, the betrayals, the rejections, releasing and letting go. All the guilt, the lack of control, the powerless, releasing and letting go. All the frustration, the irritation, the annoyed, releasing and letting go. This anger inside of me, it is safe to let it go. Grab the wrist, take a nice big deep breath in. And peace. Perfect. Now you go back again. You check what's left. When you think of anger, if there's a certain event where you know, it could be the traffic, it could be a colleague at work, it could be that look on someone's face, and you know the moment you see it, you instantly feel that anger. Releasing and letting go. That flash of anger. The out of control, the disrespect, releasing and letting go. All the ways this bothers me. I'm angry that I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I don't think I can get rid of this. So there's another two things that we can look at here. And just keep tapping while I'm talking, it doesn't matter. The other thing that we can look at is sometimes we could be fearful to release the anger, because the anger is a really good motivator. So some people, in the thousands that I've worked with, that they resist releasing their anger because that's the motivation, that's the drive, and there's a fear that if they release the anger, that they won't be motivated. And the second one is that if they don't have the anger, then what will they put up with? You know, that they'll be the doormat, they'll be the gopher. They'll put up with anything. So just load it on the plane and let it just take off. All this anger. Releasing and letting go. All the anger flying away, drifting off. That's right. That's the best way to let it go. Releasing and letting go. And peace. If you resonate with something I'm saying, make sure you find your peace. If you resonate with something I say it and you're like, oh my God, that's me, make sure you write it down and you clear that particular thing, whatever I'm saying, whether it was, I don't feel safe to let it go because I'll lose my motivation, or if I let it go, I'll be the doormat, I'll put up with everything, whatever it is. Excellent. Good job. Let's go back in again. I want you to find that anger. All the ways you know you're angry. And we'll just do a round on, I'm not sure I want to let it go. I know it's affecting my health and my well-being and my relationships, but who will I be without the anger? Like, it really does motivate me. It gets me actionable. If I'm not angry, what might happen? What might I have to put up with? And what will happen is, as you say the statements, there can be physical sensations that happen in your body. There can be feelings, there can be emotions. Just notice. You just have to notice and then let it go. It's safe to let it go. Releasing and letting go. That's right. That's the best way to do it. Sitting where you're sitting, listening to the sound of my voice as you just let it go. Perfect. Grab the wrist. And peace. Okay. Let's go again. So you get in touch with the anger. You look at whatever in your life creates that anger. And if one comes down and there's another one that pops up, just notice that one. And notice where you feel that anger in your body. Is it a weight? Is it a constriction? Is it a heat? Releasing and letting go. All the anger in my body. It is safe for me to let it go. It is safe for me to express my anger. That's what we've got to learn to do, but in a healthy way, not by attacking someone. And if we get that anger down, we'll be able to express that anger. You can even say, that makes me feel really angry. Releasing and letting go. You might feel you have a right to be angry. Releasing and letting go. All the ways this bothers me, all the ways it upsets me, I'm letting it go. Grab the wrist. Feel that peace. And if you're really angry and you can't find that peace, just pause the video. Do some movement. Get up. Do some jumping jacks. We're changing state. We go angry and then we go peaceful or energetic, or you can sing your favourite song. My favourite when I'm working one-on-one is tongue twisters. How much wood could a woodchucker chuck if a woodchucker could chuck wood? Cracks the clients up constantly. Okay, now let's go back again. Notice the anger. Notice all the ways you still know you've got the anger. Releasing and letting go. All the anger. All the frustration. What if I can't let this go? What if this is just me? I'm an angry person. I'm a bad-tempered person. Releasing and letting go. That's not true. There was a point where you had a right to be angry. And for whatever reason, you felt that you were unable to express it, unable to say something about it, unable to release it. You've seen them, I don't know what they're called, but where they get that pile of plates and they just smash the plates into the wall one at a time. So cool. If that works for you, get some plates. Do it safely and let it all out. That build-up of anger, for sometimes it's years and years and years. So much so that you believe it's who you are, but it's not. It's just an emotion. Releasing and letting go. That build-up of anger, it's safe to let it go now. I am safe as I let this go. Excellent. Grab the wrist. And peace. Perfect. Good job, you. All right, we check back in again. So you think about whatever it is that's creating that anger in you. It could be an image, it could be something that someone said, it can be a physical sensation, it can be a reaction to something, someone, that look on their face, that tone of voice, and it just infuriates you. Notice what's left. Releasing and letting go. I have a right to be angry. What if I don't want to let it go? Well, I do want to let it go or I wouldn't be doing this video. But there's a part of me that doesn't want to let it go. I have a right to be angry. Releasing and letting go. How dare they? And when we're tapping, we're focusing on our fingers and we're letting it go. And it can be, remember the physical sensation, I'm letting it go. It is safe for me now to choose to let the anger go. It's not serving me no more. And for many people, it is causing disease in the body. Dis-ease. Disease in the body. So it's time to let it go. And you know the story? You've heard this. All the good people die young. Could it perhaps be that they've suppressed all of their emotions until there's disease in their body? Releasing and letting go. It is safe for me to release my anger. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Excellent. Grab the wrist. And peace. Feel that peace. Notice where in your body you feel it. All right, let's check back in. Notice what's left. Notice all the ways you know it's still there. It could be that they had no right, the disrespect. It could be their bad behavior. Whatever it is, notice how it makes you feel. Internally notice what's happening. Releasing and letting go. All their angry behavior. All my angry behavior. I'm letting it go. Releasing and letting go. Their angry behavior. My angry behavior. I'm letting it go. Releasing and letting go. That internal reaction in me, I'm letting it go. Grab the wrist. Take a nice big deep breath. And peace. Good job. All right, one more round. And then if you've still got more, you'll just have to listen to the video through again. So notice what's left. Notice all the ways you know that you've still got that anger. Ooh, it's blowing a bit outside. You can hear that. Notice all the ways. You'll hear the wind chime going. Excellent. Notice what's left. Releasing and letting go. All that anger. I'm letting it go. The lack of control. Whatever it is, I'm letting it go. Releasing and letting go. All that anger. It is safe for me to let even more go. Whatever it is, I'm letting it go. Okay, perfect. So if you're not down, if you're not at a 0 yet, just keep watching the video through till this point. So now we're going to look at the triggers. And we're going to take a closer look at the trigger that is causing the reaction. So is it that look on the face? And if it is, who do you know that looked like that when you were growing up? If it's that tone of voice, who do you know that had that tone of voice? If it is that lack of control, who is it that you know that had that lack of control? Just notice what it is that triggers you. And what happens, there is something that triggers you and then it starts to build. So we're looking at the triggers. And you notice how that trigger makes you feel. What if I can't change my behavior? What if these triggers are always going to trigger me? What if I can't change this? What if it comes back? What if I'm going to have this anger my whole life? Releasing and letting go. All the ways I'm scared that I won't be able to change my anger. I'm frightened that that's who I am. That's just the way I am. What if I can't change it? Releasing and letting go. This pattern of anger, wherever it comes from, wherever I learnt it, I can let it go. It's not who I am. Releasing and letting go. Grab the wrist. Good job. Let's go back again. So we're checking back in again. And we're looking at that pattern of anger. And the fear that you may not be able to change it. The fear that it will always be there. You will always be reacting like this. Because the difference is when we get that anger down, we can respond. And we can respond in a new and different way. But when that anger builds up and we allow it to build up, we react. And sometimes quite badly. I want to learn to let this go. I want to believe that I can choose to let this go. I want to believe that this is not who I am. Releasing and letting go. All the fear that I won't be able to change this behavior, this reaction. Always reacting. What do they call it? Hair trigger. Hair trigger. I react so quickly. I don't want to do that anymore. Releasing and letting go. All the people that I seen react that way. Wherever I learnt this, whatever it means, I'm letting it go. And sometimes it's just all that suppression. You haven't got the space to respond. It's that reaction instead, whatever it is. I'm letting it go. I can change this. I can choose to let this go. Let's look at the pattern. So the pattern of anger. So what happens is you might have been angry about something and you started reacting, and then over time people are like, oh, she's having a bad day, and then over time it's like, wow, she's just grumpy, or she's just in a bad mood, and then all of a sudden it's a personality trait, and you're buying into all of that when maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a build-up, unsuppressed anger. And you might have different events that you're really angry about, that you need to take the time and go back to them events and clear out anger. And you may need some assistance doing that if it's really, the rage and the fury and the white rage. If it's that intense, you may need help clearing it out. But if not, just go through and clear out the different events that have created the anger. And then you might have watched someone or had someone treat you badly with that anger and rage. And you're so scared that you're going to be just like them, that you suppress it so much. Releasing and letting go. I fear my anger. I'm so scared I'll be out of control. Releasing and letting go. All the fear that if I truly let my anger out, I'll be out of control. The rage, the fury, what would I truly be capable of? Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. All the anger, all the rage. It is safe to change. It is safe to see things differently. I'm not a bad person, I'm just reacting. But I can clear the trigger. So the trigger's the point. You know how people push my buttons? That's a trigger. And we can delete the trigger. If the button's not there, they can't push it. Releasing and letting go. I can change this. This is not who I am. It's just a reaction. Releasing and letting go. Grab the wrist. Peace. Okay. So what I want you to do now is we're just going to tap as I talk. So over time, you've learnt to react in a certain way. You've learnt to behave in a certain way to keep you safe. Most of our reactions and behaviours are about safety. So what if you could learn to respond in a different way? What if you could learn to start to identify whatever it is that's the starting of the build-up of anger? So we start to identify it here. You're having a conversation and you feel something, the anger, something that they've done, something that they've said, that look has created a reaction within you. What if you could just pause that conversation and go to the toilet or leave the room, wherever you need to go, and deal with that response in that moment? So you take yourself out of the conversation and then you use the tapping in the moment, the way they said it, their tone of voice, the look on their face, the accusation, whatever it is. And you clear it out and then you go back and finish the conversation. Over time, if we get the starting point, it won't build up. Because after you do the tapping, you'll be able to go back into the conversation and respond rather than react. Now, this is going to take time. You can't be all of a sudden furious, angry to, just hang on a minute. I just need to go to the toilet or the bathroom. And then go to the bathroom and do some tapping. But if you use the video a couple of times, what we're doing is we're emptying out that beaker inside of you, that bucket of anger, so that you will have time where you can respond differently. And you may say you won't know how to respond because you've never experienced it before, but it's amazing. It can automatically flip, where you just start to say, you know what, that was inappropriate, or that hurt me, or because quite often it's that hurt feeling. We're vulnerable and we get hurt, and then we react from that. Or it could be inappropriate, unfair, like there's a list of things. But we can voice that. I think that's unfair, rather than coming from that reaction. So the idea is to use the video to empty out the beaker or the bucket of anger, so that you can bring it right down, so that when something happens, you have a space where that you can you have a choice to respond differently. And if you find that you're being triggered all the time, get in touch with the trigger and clear that trigger out, whatever that trigger is for you. Got it? So that's what you use the video for. And peace. Another thing that's really important, so we're going to do the havening now just while we're talking. Another thing that's important, that emotions are a really good thing. If we're getting angry, quite often it means that something's not right. Anger's a perfect emotion like every other one, like happiness, joy, bliss. The emotions are letting us know. It's an external feedback. And sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not so good. But when we're using the tapping, we're using it on the excessive emotions. Not just every time we get angry we're tapping. That's not it. Anger, just like every other emotion, is important. But if we're feeling angry every single day and we're reacting over the top, it's an overreaction to something little that's happened, that's when we need to look deeper. What is it that's triggering us? What is it that's going on? What is it that we need to clear? Remember the plane? We just put it all on the plane and it just flies away. So we use the tapping when we're experiencing an overreaction of the emotion or the feeling or the physical sensation. That's what the tapping's designed for. Excellent. So we can be frustrated, we can be anxious, we can be nervous and worried and tense. And that's okay, because some things are worrying. But it's when we hold it long term that it can create dis-ease in the body, disease in the body. And that's when we need to start to clear it out so that we can come back into flow, safe, peaceful, calm, relaxed, safe, peaceful, calm, and relaxed. Excellent. Good job, you. All right, we are done. And if you're not done, just do the video through a couple of times. Like, if you need to watch the video 3 or 4 times, not a problem. If you need some assistance, reach out and get that assistance. Because sometimes when the anger is so intense, it's difficult to deal with it on your own. I want you to thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. You may want to make a comment. I love all the feedback. Or subscribe to the channel. All of that helps the people that need these videos find the videos. Keep tapping.